Hey, hello, hello. Hey, Geminis, let's get into this. Let's take a look at the month of December. We've got some powerful shamanism energy. We have the wounded healer beating that heartbeat drum. Somebody could be really interested, well, not somebody, Gemini could be really interested listening to music that has really awesome drum beats to it. Like thematic music, maybe music that actually has like an ethnic source to it. Um, we've got, I always look at this as like maybe the Inuit population, and we have, the northern lights are visible up there, and the North Star is really visible. But I can't get over the beat of the drum, and I usually that the song by Buffy Sainte Marie comes to mind. Met him out on the powwow trail. He was a singer and I was a dancer. Um, anyway, it's a song about when I go back to Canada. So that comes to mind. But interestingly enough, so too does a piece of music from I think it's Peter Best is the composer, and it's a piece of music that I want to say was used in The Last Samurai. Um, Very cinematic, very meaningful, profound drum beats are coming through because of that drum. So I'm going to say that connects to somebody's heartbeat, something that feels like it picks up the energy of nature and all living things. That is amazing, absolutely amazing energy to start out with for the month of December, especially because December can be a time where it's like, oh, we're all in hibernation. Not Gemini, and certainly not their heart. In fact, their heart is beating really nicely right now. Like there's a lot of healing going on. We have a Four of Pentacles. We have an Eight of Pentacles. There is something else at work here. And I'm going to say that with every. Now I'm hearing another song. Um, oh no, darling, only with every little beat of my heart. It's Gladys Knight and the Pips. And it feels like Gemini is actually not only healing their own heart, but they're sending out healing to someone else, somebody from their past. That person is reacting. They are remembering Gemini, and somehow, some way, Gemini's good vibes that they're using not only to bathe themselves in sound, maybe they're doing a sound bath of sorts, even if they don't know that's what they're doing. Maybe Gemini is just listening to like louder music in a smaller space so that they like it, the reverb hits their intestines, and it's like they think really positive thoughts, or they kind of get into like a trance dance mode. But there's this energy of, it's while they're thinking about projecting positive pulsations towards someone, that energy coming from their heart, coming from their mind, is actually impacting someone at a distance from them, someone from their past, someone who has suddenly like a lot of memories of Gemini. And this is really helping them this is Ganesh, remover of obstacles. This is really helping them to master something in themselves. It's like Gemini is sending this person support from a distance. Maybe this is Gemini's own like grown child or something, and they're just sending their grown up child really good vibes, or they see this person as a child. I don't think so, though. I think this is a full adult, possibly masculine, and Gemini is sending awesome energy toward them, and it is actually helping them. It's helping them in their mastery of something that they've been needing to overcome in themselves. You know what? Let's go to the charms. I don't know. I'm doing something different. It seems like for every zodiac, it's whatever I'm pulled toward. Okay, so we have, surprise, surprise, we have Gemini, and we ended up with two mood rings. So obviously I'm going to either argue that this is Gemini, and both halves of themselves, right? The Gemini are the twins, but both halves of themselves are basically identical right now. The energy of Gemini's, innermost self could be in perfect alignment. We've got the heart centered around the tree of life. I don't know, somebody's heart wants to go home. And we've got two tarot cards. We've got the star, so we have Aquarius coming in. And then we also have the death cards. So we have Scorpio marching through. We've got a real change going on, but I almost think that is Gemini sending out the message of, come on home, darling, come on home. Make the changes that you need to, and come on home. It doesn't matter how far the distance is, just come on home. Now I'm hearing Bring It On Home to Me by Sam Cooke. If you ever change your mind about leaving me behind, come on, baby, bring it on home to me. Bring your sweet lovin', bring it on home to me. I know there's something here about like somebody coming home. We have a 5 of Cups in the reverse. And again, with this kind of ethereal energy of, I really think Gemini is like, my work is done here. I've held on to this for a long time. I used to be sad about them, but then I healed my own heart and I've kept them in my thoughts, in my prayers, in my mind. I have sent out the message that I needed to, which is, baby, come on home. If you can get beyond the blockages, I'm sending you good wishes. I've healed. I hope you've healed too. The time for sorrows and all of that keeping us apart that's just silliness. I'm completely done with things that break my heart. I've projected the best energy outward from myself at this point, and that's the most I can do. And now I am at peace with whatever happens. Really feels like Gemini is able to like sit down and think kindness towards someone that they really love, and they can be at peace. It's so crazy because this is always such an interesting card. This is the Hermit's journey, right? But you notice how we have a character looking like twins right into like almost the, like a two-way glass, or I guess I would call it one-way glass, right? Like in those cop dramas, where somebody goes into the interrogation room and you can see out one side but not the other. It's like that, only both of these characters have been unaware that the other one, they're almost nose to nose, they're almost touching. This feels like two souls that have both been parted for a period of time, both of whom have been nose to nose. This could be a Virgo that Gemini has been interwoven with. And we did start out with a Virgo, with that other Hermit card as well, right? So we're doubling down on the Virgo vibes. But it feels like this is one of those situations where they are just as connected to Gemini as Gemini is to them, even if Gemini, hasn't really known it. It's these two are so close together, yet there's just this thin little veil between them. And again, we have the Tree of Life. So I'm going to say Gemini is the one who's in the stronger energy of, all that really matters is that in this lifetime, we go to where we're going to be able to grow. Sometimes, things happen. We have fights, we have arguments, things get cracked and broken for a while. But ultimately, if that still is home, then why are we not, headed back there? It just seems like Gemini is just done with drama and just wanting things to just get good again. Well, that could very well be the turnaround here. Gemini projecting those thoughts, dropping their boundaries, and feeling so energetically close. I feel like there's going to be a day or a moment, maybe on a foggy day, that Gemini looks up at the sky. I don't know why I have to say this, but I'm going to say this. Wherever Gemini is, they need to stop walking, stop moving, make sure they're in a safe space before they go looking up. You don't want to be looking up and you're walking into traffic or standing in the way of traffic. You need to, be someplace safe, someplace where you're not going to, trip on something, fall down on something. This really looks like sit down someplace safe and then do some sky watching. Sorry, that's just a side note, because it feels like there is, I don't know if like there's a meditative state here for, it's like two souls are thinking about each other at the exact same time on a foggy day, where there's just a silvery energy. And it's almost like that's the representation of the veil that is between them. It's like really our thoughts are almost on the exact same page. That's what I would say. Gemini's thoughts are on the same page as this other person. And I think they suddenly impulsively decide to contact Gemini. I think it's going to be or they impulsively say they're going to go move toward Gemini. It could be Gemini who impulsively moves toward them. That is a Knight of Swords. I just don't think so. I think it's them. They could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, though. Knight of Cups. There's, again, this energy of if they have to travel, it's more than a day possibly to get to Gemini, because Gemini is here like still, even in the twilight, in the dark of night, imagining like giving nectar to this wounded sleeping warrior to like revive them and bring them back to full health. It feels like Gemini keeps giving good energy and good, like, yes, keep don't lose energy, keep coming toward me. I want you back home. That's what this whole thing feels like in the month of December. I don't know. That's just what we're getting. We just roll with whatever the messages are. Okay. Aside from that, let me just say, is there anything else here? We have a 5 of Swords and we have a Queen of Swords. There is some kind of fives are numbers of change. Come here, Michael boy. Fives are numbers of change. But this is somebody who, like, I almost feel like Gemini is sad that they've ever had a fight or an argument with. For some reason, even though I should say this is Gemini, I feel like this could be someone in Gemini's world. This could be like, oh, man, I wish I hadn't had that fight with my mom or my sister or somebody who I'm so much alike. It feels like there's an argument with somebody who's so much like Gemini. This could even be somebody that was like someone in Gemini's life. Gosh, we have a 10 of Cups. There's this energy of there's a difference between two different groups of people. I almost feel like the month of December is a chance to clear out a lot of hard energy that has existed between Gemini and a lover, energy that's existed between Gemini and a family member. I feel like Gemini is a rebellious spirit, and I don't know if they were not like well received, like the partners that they chose in the past, or they had to, like push back against, a family member that didn't approve of Gemini's past relationships. Maybe Gemini's thinking back to, wow, how much that really became an issue between myself and my partner. And on one hand, I wish that I hadn't fought with that sibling or family member about all of this, because I should have just trusted that over time they'll like my partner, or, over time they'll just have to deal with it. I don't know, there's this element of, this could also still be Gemini reflecting on the things that go wrong, like communication issues that they have between themselves and their partner. And they could even be saying, man, sometimes I feel like I had the voice of, my parental figure. And I realize, what is it that I am having conflict with my partner about? It's maybe I see some of my own traits reflected in a family member that I used to butt heads with. And the truth of it is, maybe just like that family member actually had a lot of great attributes, and that, they blessed my life with our differences. Maybe that's how a partnership and I are as well. Maybe I need someone who's opposite me. Maybe in truth, even though there will be conflict sometimes, maybe that's what I need, is somebody that pushes back a little bit, because it seems like Gemini is really able to understand how there could be a tremendous amount of like happiness, even when there is potentially still discord now and again. It just looks really positive. Like, this doesn't need to be the end of the world. Like, there's a lot of real positive energy that Gemini is just having some big reflections on all of this. 6 of Cups and a King of Pentacles. If Gemini is going to end up matching with an earth sign, or they're going to be able to get to a really harmonious home life, it is because they're choosing somebody that is opposite them. But Gemini themselves in the month of December is realizing that they are really harmonious in themselves, but they might be attracted to somebody that has very different attributes. And that is why this could work. The harmonious energy. But I think it goes beyond that. I think Gemini is reflecting on, like, if they live in, say, a multicultural neighborhood or something, they're like, I get along so great with people from different parts of the world. So of course, actually, I like people that bring different energy into my world. I like a world that actually feels more unified. So wait a second. Of course, I'm going to end up probably in a relationship with somebody who has different attributes than me, because it's actually the complement that I'm looking for. This is kind of some beautiful breakthroughs on all of this. It's really making more sense in the month of December. There could be Gemini could be exchanging like gifts or something with a next door neighbor. Maybe if they live in an apartment or something, there's somebody who lives a floor above them that they're friends with, or there's just this moment of appreciation where either Gemini is receiving or giving a gift, possibly of something living, something they could plant, a tree, flowers, something along those lines. But it's like it'll have long lasting impact, just like friendships and relationships that seemingly are very different can actually grow and have long lasting positive impacts. That's a nice energy for December. And we have a 10 of Wands. A lot of burdens are being laid down. I don't know if somebody's going to be having like more floral scents around them, floral candles, or if there's something about, I don't know, there's something that I'm smelling flowers. And so maybe aromatherapy is going to be important to Gemini at this point in time. That might be part of like a meditation technique or something. We have a 6 of Cups. Once again, we're looking at soulmates, family, and understanding why we're drawn to certain people. It has to do with like in the universe, not everybody in life will make a big impact on us, but some people will. And those ones, even when we have discord, those are still the people that maybe impact us the most and count the most. And so to be in better connection with them, I really think this is a month for healing a lot of rifts between lovers, between family members, between neighbors, between people that it turns out anyone who can like really get under Gemini's skin also might be the kinds of people that Gemini feels closest to. And that could be a big realization. Something here about the balloons also, like I'm feeling like letting go and letting troubles float away. I feel like Gemini might be looking through some old photographs, remembering some people that they care about, and actually checking up on some people, reaching out. Gemini might be sending out Christmas cards to certain people and opening up conversations with people that they haven't talked to in a while, people from their teenage years, people they went to high school with, things like that. It just feels like that's the thing for Gemini to do is like, I think Gemini is a really powerful conduit of positive healing energy. And I think they are going to make the world like a friendlier place in December because they are reaching out to people. They're giving a lot of grace, a lot of forgiveness. They're inviting people back home, back into their lives. And more than anything, it keeps sending out such positive energy in Christmas cards, in phone calls, and in energy and thought process. That's a beautiful Gemini. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing, Gems. Bye.